Okay, the pace of AI innovation.
Yeah.
Wow. It's not just accelerating anymore, is it?
No, it feels like it's just hitting escape velocity sometimes,
Yeah.
fundamentally reshaping, well, pretty much everything around us.
Totally. From the music we listen to every day
Mm-hmm.
to the actual, like, personality of the digital tools we
And
use.
then there's the big picture stuff, the multi-billion-dollar strategies playing out.
Exactly. So you're in for a deep dive today. Our mission, really, is to cut through all that noise for you,
Yeah, try and pull out the most important bits, the nuggets of knowledge from the latest sources.
give you that shortcut to being well-informed, maybe with a few surprising facts along the way.
We've got a lot to unpack. Personalized music, the ethics of AI minds.
Oh, yeah, that gets really interesting. Plus, Elon Musk's big ambitions and some pretty groundbreaking legal stuff on copyright.
It's quite the mix.
It is. Okay, let's jump right in. Let's start with something, pretty familiar. Music.
Okay.
Amazon Music is rolling out a brand new AI feature. It's called Weekly Vibe.
Right. Another player stepping up the AI personalization game.
Exactly. It's all about making your personal listening feel, well, fresh and uniquely yours.
Because we all hit that wall, don't we? You love your playlists, but then...
Yeah, you get tired of the same tracks over and over.
So, Weekly Vibe is Amazon's answer.
And it's rolling out now.
Launched today, actually, for U.S. customers, all subscription tiers, iOS and Android.
So how does it work? What's the AI doing?
Well, every Monday, the AI creates a fresh playlist for you. It looks at your recent listening, tries to figure out your musical mood.
Your vibe, hence this.
Exactly. Your vibe, your interests. And crucially, it doesn't just play stuff you know. It suggests new, similar music it thinks you might actually like. Discovery.
Okay, so trying to break you out of the rut, but gently.
Yeah, gently. You
Right.
find it in your library under Made for You. Each playlist gets a title, a little description, and it's themed, like maybe hip-hop tracks for your current mood or specific pop hits.
And you can share them and save them. Standard stuff. Standard stuff, yep. And it builds on things they've tried before, like Maestro. Remember the beta? The prompt-based one?
Vaguely, yeah. You
Yeah.
could use moods or emojis or something.
That's the one. And Explore for digging deeper into artists. So this is the next step.
You know, what's fascinating here isn't just the feature itself, but what it says about the competition. This is clearly Amazon responding to Spotify's AI DJ.
Absolutely. A direct shot across the bow.
It really highlights this intense race in music streaming and, more broadly, this trend towards hyper-personalization everywhere. Companies are pouring money into making these digital experiences feel like they get you.
But does it really get you? Or just reinforce what you already like?
Well, that's the tension, isn't it? It's impressive how they can tailor things, but it's also subtly training us. We start expecting algorithms to curate everything.
Algorithmic curation is the default.
Exactly. It's like a new kind of digital empathy. But the flip side is potentially less serendipity, less stumbling onto something totally unexpected because the algorithm is so good at predicting what fits your existing pattern.
So are we heading towards an algorithmic echo chamber for our ears? Is there still room for genuine surprise?
I think that's the million-dollar question. The algorithm's strength predicting your taste is also its limitation. It's designed for relevance, which naturally filters out the truly random or unfamiliar. It's a trade-off,
Yep.
Comfort versus, genuine, unpredictable discovery.
That's a really interesting point. We see AI shaping our tastes, whispering recommendations. But what happens when that influence goes deeper? Not just playlists, but shaping the AI's mind, its personality, even its morals.
Yeah, that takes us into some really complex territory, the work happening inside OpenAI.
Right. It sounds like they're doing some significant reshuffling around their model behavior team.
Mm-hmm. It's a small team, apparently, only about 14 researchers, but hugely influential.
Definitely. They're the ones shaping how models like ChatGPT behave, how they interact.
And they're being moved.
Yeah, the team is joining the larger post-training group. That's the group responsible for improving models after the initial pre-training, so think fine-tuning, safety, ethical adjustments.
Kind of like the finishing school for the AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll report to Max Schwartzer now. And Joanne Zhang, who founded the model behavior team, she's moving on,
Oh, where's she going?
starting a new project called OAI Labs. Her goal, and this sounds fascinating, is to invent and prototype new interfaces for how people collaborate with AI, moving, quote, beyond the chat paradigm.
Okay, so thinking past just typing prompts.
Yeah, thinking of AI as like instruments for thinking, making, playing, and so on. More like an integrated co-pilot in our tools. She's starting with familiar research areas, but seems pretty open.
That sounds ambitious. But back to the model behavior team, what exactly is their day-to-day?
It's critical stuff. Defining the AI's personality, trying to reduce sycophancy. That's where the AI disagrees with you, even if your belief is unhealthy or wrong.
Right, avoiding the echo chamber effect again, but on beliefs, not just music.
Exactly. Also navigating political bias, and even helping OpenAI figure out its stance on AI consciousness. Huge topics.
Wow, and the reason for the move? Why integrate them more deeply now?
OpenAI's chief research officer, Mark Chen, basically said, it's time. Time to bring this behavioral work closer to the core model development. It signals that personality isn't an afterthought anymore. It's fundamental.
Which makes sense given the user feedback they've been getting.
Totally. There was a lot of pushback on GPT-5 changes, right?
Sure.
Users felt it was colder, even though technically it was less sycophantic.
Yeah, I remember that. They had to bring back access to older models like GPT-4o.
They did. And they updated GPT-5 to feel warmer and friendlier, but supposedly without making it more sycophantic. It's a tough balance.
Extremely tough, especially when you consider the potential real-world impact, that lawsuit.
Yeah. The lawsuit filed in August by the parents of Adam Rain, a 16-year-old. They alleged GPT-4o played a role in their son's suicide, claiming it didn't push back adequately on his suicidal thoughts.
Which just throws this whole friendly versus responsible AI debate into sharp relief, doesn't it? It's incredibly delicate.
Incredibly. And this team has been involved in all the recent models, GPT-4, 4.0, 4.5, GPT-5, so their work is central.
You know, this whole situation raises such profound ethical questions. It's not just about making an AI nice.
No, it's much deeper.
It's about the immense power these companies have to shape user beliefs, maybe even influence critical life decisions, sometimes without us fully realizing it. The line between helpful AI and potentially harmful AI, especially in sensitive areas like mental health, is getting alarmingly thin.
So defining AI personality isn't just coding.
Not at all. It's like they're trying to codify societal values, or at least their interpretation of those values, into algorithms. They're not just building tech. They're effectively engineering a kind of digital moral compass.
And deciding what counts as healthy interaction for potentially millions of users.
Precisely. It's almost like social engineering, but at a massive scale. And that carries an enormous, often unacknowledged responsibility.
So are we basically asking this small group at OpenAI to be the global judges of healthy human-AI interaction? What are the risks there?
That's exactly the concern. The risk is centralization. A small, likely homogeneous group, however brilliant and well-meaning, making decisions that implicitly set behavioral norms for AI globally. We're moving past AI as just a tool, towards AI as a companion, and the psychological, ethical implications. We're still catching up, often reacting after something goes wrong rather than setting clear standards first.
That is a really profound thought. Okay, so while OpenAI is fine-tuning AI's emotional intelligence, let's shift gears to where AI isn't just interacting, it's driving massive financial bets and corporate strategy. I'm talking about Elon Musk.
Yes, the Musk ecosystem, where AI seems to be the glue holding it all together.
Or at least the hoped-for glue. Tesla shareholders have a big vote coming up. There's a proposal for Tesla to invest directly in Musk's other AI company, xAI.
Interesting. Usually companies don't invest in potential rivals run by their own CEO. How's that being framed?
It's a shareholder proposal, actually, from a guy named Stephen Locke in Florida. He argues it's beneficial, pointing to xAI's Grok being integrated into Tesla cars.
Okay, so positioning it as synergy, not competition.
Exactly. Hawk argues investing in xAI strengthens Tesla's own goals in AI, robotics, energy, basically securing access to cutting-edge AI, boosting innovation, and driving value as Tesla pivots more heavily into things like full self-driving and robots.
And the Tesla board, what's their take?
They're neutral, surprisingly. Usually they recommend voting against shareholder proposals, but not this time.
That's telling, especially since other Musk companies are already deep in xAI, right?
Deep in. SpaceX committed $2 billion as part of a $5 billion equity raise for xAI, and Musk merged X, formerly Twitter, with xAI earlier this year. It's all getting very interconnected.
Which fuels that controversy you mentioned. Is xAI a rival or a partner? Didn't Musk himself call Tesla an AI company?
He did. And there was a previous shareholder lawsuit about xAI being a rival, though it got dismissed. But the perception issue lingers.
Especially now, with Tesla facing challenges. EV sales weakening, the robo-taxi rollout being described as lackluster.
Right. Context is key here. Tesla seems keen to shift the narrative back to its big AI bets, autonomous driving, the Optimus robot. This xAI vote fits that narrative.
And Musk wants more control, too, doesn't he? Tying it to his ability to lead these AI efforts effectively.
Right. He's argued he needs a bigger stake, over 25%, to focus on Tesla's AI without being pulled away by his other ventures. And shareholders are also voting on a new, massive 10-year pay plan for him.
Tied to some pretty astronomical goals, I imagine.
Astronomical is the word, including boosting Tesla's market cap from around $1 trillion to over $8 trillion.
$8 trillion, wow. How does anyone even justify that number?
Well, Gene Munster at Deepwater Asset Management had a great quote. He said reaching $8 trillion requires inconceivable things, like humanoid robots everywhere.
Okay, so betting the farm on Optimus and beyond, and xAI fits in how?
Munster suggests xAI could help through sheer excitement, maybe investment returns down the line, and crucially, access to compute power.
Makes sense. It's all very ambitious. When's the vote?
November 6th at Gigafactory, Texas.
You know, zooming out, the strategy seems pretty clear. Musk isn't letting his companies compete in AI. He's building a unified AI ecosystem around himself.
Consolidating power and resources.
Exactly. It's less about simple cross-investment and more about making xAI the central AI brain for Tesla, SpaceX, all of them. He's gambling that AI is the ultimate driver of value, and that synergy where a breakthrough in Grok helps FSD, helps Optimus, is the only way to reach those, frankly, inconceivable valuations.
That $8 trillion target really hinges on this unified AI vision working.
It seems to be the strategic imperative, yeah.
But Gene Munster called that $8 trillion inconceivable, without humanoid robots everywhere. Given Tesla's current issues like softer EV sales and that lackluster robotaxi rollout, isn't there a risk shareholders see this focus on xAI as maybe a distraction, rather than a realistic path to that huge number?
That's a totally fair criticism and definitely reflects some investor skepticism. The burden's on Musk, really. He needs to show tangibly how xAI helps solve Tesla's current problems and offers a credible, integrated path to those huge promises. It can't just look like another shiny object adding complexity. He needs to convince them the long-term AI play isn't a diversion, but the core of what Tesla is becoming.
A fundamental redefinition. Okay, let's pivot one last time. We've talked about AI in our ears, AI in its mind, AI driving corporate fortunes. What about AI and creativity, specifically intellectual property? There's been a huge development with Anthropic.
Ah, the copyright settlement. Yes, that's a big one.
Huge. A historic $1.5 billion settlement in that class action lawsuit, Bart's v. Anthropic. Anthropic makes the Claude AI.
And this payout goes to authors whose works were allegedly used.
Exactly. Around 500,000 writers could be eligible for at least $3,000 each. It's apparently the largest payout in U.S. copyright history.
Wow. So a big win for authors.
Well, here's the twist. The source we looked at actually suggests this might be, quote, yet another win for tech companies.
Yeah.
Not necessarily authors.
Okay, how so? That seems counterintuitive with such a large payout.
It boils down to what Anthropic settled for. The core issue is that companies like Anthropic allegedly pirated millions of books from shadow libraries to train their large language models, their LLMs. Why? Because they're apparently literally running out of new information after scraping the public internet.
They needed more data, specifically book-length data, and allegedly got it illegally.
That's the allegation the settlement addresses. The settlement is for the illegal downloading, the piracy of the books. It's not for the act of actually training the AI on that copyrighted material.
Ah, that's a crucial distinction. So the training itself wasn't deemed illegal.
Correct. Back in June, the judge, federal judge William Alsup, actually sided with Anthropic on the training part. He ruled it is legal to train AI on copyrighted material under the fair use doctrine because the AI's use is transformative.
Transformative use, that's the key legal concept.
Exactly. Judge Alsup had this great quote, like any reader aspiring to be a writer, Anthropic's LLMs trained upon works not to race ahead and replicate or supplant them, but to turn a hard corner and create something different.
So the AI learns from the books to create something new, not just copy them.
That was the ruling. Anthropic's lawyer basically said the settlement resolves these legacy claims about how they got the data. So the takeaway is, training on copyrighted stuff might be fair use, but stealing the books to do it is definitely not okay.
In this case, that's a precedent now.
It will, yes, for dozens of other ongoing lawsuits about AI and copyright. Though future judges could always rule differently, of course.
You know, this case really feels like it's fundamentally reshaping how we think about value creation and ownership in the digital age. The key thing is that transformative use ruling. It gives AI companies a pretty strong argument under fair use for training models, as long as they're not just spitting out copies.
But they still have to get the data legally.
Precisely. The huge settlement for the piracy sends a clear signal. Illegally acquiring training data is incredibly risky and expensive. So it's not a clear win for anyone, really. It's more like a complex compromise emerges.
A compromise. How so?
It feels like it's setting up a pay-to-play system. Training might be legal under fair use, but accessing the vast amounts of quality data needed, especially copyrighted works like books, will increasingly require licenses and payment. The piracy route is too costly now.
So, a new market for AI training data.
Potentially, yes. It forces tech to confront the original sin of how some early data was acquired, while still allowing innovation based on that data, provided it's transformative. It's going to reshape the creative economy, forcing both artists and developers to navigate these new legal lines.
So is this just a temporary fix, this settlement? Or does it signal a fundamental shift in how creators get compensated or maybe just acknowledged when AI uses their work?
I think it's more foundational. It validates the transformative power of AI, but firmly links it to the need for legitimate data acquisition. It sets the stage for a future where data licensing becomes standard practice, probably much more expensive, creating potentially a whole new economy around AI-ready licensed data sets.
Wow, okay, what a journey today. From algorithms picking our music
To the ethics committee inside an AI's mind,
to trillion-dollar corporate bets.
and now redrawing the lines of copyright law itself.
It really shows how AI isn't just some niche tech anymore. It's a force reshaping, well, everything. Daily life,
Yeah.
ethics, economics, creativity. The pace is just relentless.
Absolutely. And this dynamic evolution, it really demands that we all stay engaged, keep learning, keep adapting. The ground rules are shifting constantly, and understanding these changes is vital for figuring out what's next.
It really is. Which brings us to that final thought for you, the listener. As AI weaves itself deeper into every part of our lives, our playlists, maybe even our thoughts, our workplaces, our creative studios, how do we collectively, as a society, make sure its development truly serves human well-being? How do we foster innovation and fairness, especially when those two goals sometimes seem to pull in opposite directions?